Hello there. Today we're going to make another border. Alrighty, so, and it's a flower pot border. So what you're going to need are some flowers, a background piece. You actually need two pieces. I've got double-sided, so I'm just going to cut it in half and use half and half. But you want alternating colors, something that's going to, contrast. Contrast is what I'm looking for. All right, but first of all, let's make the pots. So, and it's going to look like this, and then I've added the little hearts. So what you need is a piece that's 1 inch wide, and then this is a little bit, you need it about 5.5 to 6 inches long. This is about 5 3/4 of an inch long. So, which seems to be perfect to fit across the a card front. So 5 3/4, that seems to be perfect. So what you're going to do, so 1 inch wide by 5 3/4, you're going to fold it in half. Now you're going to fold this into thirds, okay? And you pretty much have to eyeball it. So, and it's easy enough to adjust if you just press it gently. So when I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, that's about 1/3, and that's about 1/3. Ooh, that's almost exact. So this one's a little bit smaller, so I need to make this one just a little bit smaller and put some of this on the back side. Ooh, and there you go. So now I've got it folded in thirds. Okay, so it's folded in half, and then fold the half into thirds. All right, so now what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna cut out this shape. So I'm going to take the snips, and at one top, and it doesn't matter top or bottom, you can just choose whichever one, and we're going to snip in about 1/8 of an inch. So, and about 1/8 of an inch down. So right here. So that means it's going to be about probably 1/4 of this. So, or maybe 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, all right. So let's do that. Let's do 1/4 of an inch. That way you can use that for better idea. So there's half. So that's 1/2 inch, and then this is 1/4. Okay, and then on this side we're going to do it again. We need half, and then we need 1/4. All right, so see those two markings that I made? So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut in about the same amount of how wide this is. You want it about the same length, this long. Okay, so about 1/4 of an inch in. So not 1/8, then 1/4. All right, then we're going to cut in 1/4 of an inch on this side. All right, so we've got our two snips there, and it goes through all 6 of those layers. Okay, so now we're going to just go in just a little bit, and we're going to go from here up to here at a slight angle, not a heavy angle, but just a slight angle. So see? So look at the angle that I cut off. So very slight angle. Okay, we're going to turn it over. And again, just a slight angle. All right, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see mine is definitely not perfect. This is actually wider on this side than this side. If you want to, you can go ahead and snip it down to make it, more better for yourself. But I think it's just fine the way it is. So now we can throw these little bits and pieces away. All righty. And then we're going to need some brown ink and a little dauber. And I've got my homemade daubers here. So, and I will attach the video on making your homemade daubers. So we're going to get a little bit of brown, and we're going to do the whole length of the top of the pots and give it a little bit of color to it. Okay, we're going to turn it around. We're going to go right down the center of the two, getting a little bit of color on either side of the pots, so the right and the left pot. So just kind of pull the dauber down in between and get the outer edges just with a slight look of the ink. And if you need to, you can go ahead and just rub it on, go back and rub it on real good. Okay, now we're going to do the bottoms. there you go. And that's all we need. So now we've got it a little bit colored in. We can move this out of the way. And you can add the hearts if you want to. I had these little teeny sequin hearts. So I just glued those on and let those dry overnight so that they're ready to play with now. If you don't have little hearts like that, you can always punch out little hearts. I'm sure you've got a little tiny heart, or you can punch out. So you could punch out red hearts, or you can actually just punch out right in the middle of your pot and then put a color behind it if you want to. So whatever color you want to use. All right, so that's how you make the Flowerpot border. Isn't that fun? I love it. Let me bring it up so you can have a closer look at it so you can see. So see how the color is mostly on the top and on the bottom. Okay, and I'll show you this one. It's mostly on the top and the bottom and just a little bit in between. So just enough to shade it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the card. We're going to make one into a card. So I have an extra little piece, and I made a little flower, and I made 6 flowers because I've got 6 pots on here. So these borders can be used to go right across the entire card front, a regular A2 card, and you just have to snip off the 2 little top pieces of the pot for it to fit on there. Okay, so you can do it that way. You can, I also like to cut it in half and just use a set of 3. And then you can put something else here, like a little gardening, maybe a bucket with flowers in it or something like that, or a wheelbarrow, or a girl standing there, or a man standing there. So you can either do it that way or this way, and just cut this in half and just use 3 pots, which is a lot of fun. You can also turn it this way. You can do 3 pots this way and then put our flowers in it. Or you should be able to fit 4, yep. So you can fit 4 going across sideways. All right, so these are really versatile. And if you have a few of them cut up, when you have some brown strips left over, you can make some up for yourself and hold them aside, and then you can play around with them. So the other thing I like to do is you can also take this, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking of cutting one of these off, just one off, and having 5 on the outside, and then put the last one on the inside with this little flower. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Where did I put my little scissors? I had them out right there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and snip this off. There we go. All right, so let's play with the inside first. And I'm gonna go ahead and my glue stick. I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue on this because this is gonna match the outside of the card. And I'm just gonna put it, actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it over here on the left. So I'm gonna put it right here because I like to make sure that I can sign my name and have plenty of room over there. Then I'm gonna take this and turn it over, and I'm gonna put this here, whoops, and put this on there, like so. All right, but I don't want it to be glued all the way down on the very top because I wanna add, you can either draw a line with your pen, or you can add just a little stem, a little slip of paper is all you need. So, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and make a little stem. Why not? So let's see, I've got some greens here. Oh, you know what? I have smaller greens. Right in here. Let's find a green piece. Here you go. That's the perfect color. All right, we're gonna use that. All right, so how long do I want these? Maybe about 1 inch. That sounds good. All right, and then you could, and this is about, I believe this is exactly 1/2 inch. So you could get 4 stems out of this. So cut one all the way in half, and then cut this in half again, long ways, and again long ways. And they don't have to be perfect. All right, now I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue behind it. Slide that in behind the flower pot. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. Put that on there, press that all down, and then I can turn my flower over, and I can put some glue on the flower. And now my flower can go on the top of that stem. Isn't that cute? So look at that. That's adorable for the inside of the card. So if the inside's going to look that adorable, imagine the outside, how that's going to look. That's going to look even better. All right. So now we want to cut this, and I like to do 2/3. So this is about 4 inches. Yep. So I'm going to cut off maybe, I don't know, maybe at 2.5 inches. That should do it. And I want the plaid at the top, and I want the polka dots on the bottom. I think that'll be perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this on. We'll glue this one first. Put this one up at the top of the card. Nice. All right, then we got to turn this one over. Get this bottom piece glued on. Alrighty, and we'll put this piece on here. Make sure they're touching each other. All right, and that is perfect. Very nice. All right, isn't that pretty? I love those colors together. All right, so now we have our row of flowers. So first what I want to do is I need 3 flowers this length, and then I need 3 flowers that are going to be a little bit taller so that they don't bunch on top of each other. So I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to do this one about maybe 2 inches. How did I do? 2 inches? Oh my goodness, almost exactly 2 inches. 2 inches and a sliver. I'm impressed. All right, so cut that in half, and then cut this one in half, and cut this one in half. There we go. All righty. So now I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to put glue on the back, and I'm just going to put glue, 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 and then I'm going to start and put one of these on the back of each one. So there's one, and here's one, and here's one, and here's one, and here's one. All right. So now look at those stems. Aren't they cute? So then you can lay it down and kind of picture what it's going to look like. And I think I want it down far enough so that I can see the other color behind. And I think that'll be perfect. And then just kind of look at the reality of what that's going to look like. That is so pretty. I like that. So do I like it there, or do I want to move it up some more and line that up on the line? I don't think it really matters. Actually, I think I do like it better lined up on the line. Okay, so I'm going to take this and turn this over now, and I'm going to put glue on the back side of this whole thing now. So I'm going to go ahead and get glue on the pots all the way down. All the way down, and then I'm going to turn it over and get glue on the green stems. There we go. Awesome sauce. Alrighty, now we're going to lay it down and line it up. How cute is that? Turn it over, give it a little back rub. Very good. Press those stems down. All right, and now we can glue the flowers down. So, and it's easier to use the liquid glue, so let's go for it. All right, so I'm gonna take some and put a dollop of glue on there. And a bloop of glue, and you're gonna give me a hard time. There we go, that's much better. Bloop, bloop, bloop. How about more of a bloop on that one? That's a good idea. And then bloop and bloop. There. All right. Wipe that off, do that. Wipe that off, get that in there. And then we can let these dry on here when I put my pencil with the eraser. I like to press down and kind of go like this in a circle a little bit, just moving it back and forth just enough until it adheres. You can feel it actually stop when it's adhered itself. There. Isn't that a pretty card? I love it. Let me bring that up closer to you. So what do you think of that? Another border that you can make. Isn't that fun? A border of flower pots. So the other thing when I was making these, then I thought if we turn them upside down, we can make pilgrim hats. So wouldn't that be adorable? So, or leprechaun hats. So they can be hats this way or turn it upside down, and they can be garden pots. They can also be used as teeth if you want to. If you have another idea, please share with me. I would love to hear if you've got an idea. Did this trigger something for you? So there you go. There is an adorable little card that you can try your hand at. And I hope you like this idea and you'll give it a try. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.